Good morning, everyone. Wow, what a crazy morning I've had. I ended up being just a few minutes early because I was having so much trouble connecting to Facebook this morning. Facebook's being just a little bit naughty today. Well, in case you don't know or don't remember, every Tuesday we try to have a live Facebook chat on the Posh Pooch Designs Facebook page. And we try to do that at 9:30 a.m. Mountain Time. And it's Mountain Time because I live in Colorado, just a little south of Denver in a town called Parker. And that's where I broadcast from in my studio. I call it a studio. It's actually just one of our spare bedrooms that I made into a studio, but I'm going to call it my yarn studio. Well, good morning. And I know here in America, Thanksgiving is just a few days away. And even if you're not American or don't celebrate Thanksgiving, the traditional that Americans do, it's still a lovely time of year to be thankful. And I am extremely thankful for the opportunity to get to be a part of all of your lives, whether you're on Facebook or whether you're on YouTube. You're all very, very important to me, and I am extremely thankful that you're a part of it. And that's why I was in a panic this morning when Facebook was acting naughty. You know, I understand they're constantly making changes and updates, and they're trying to make things better, supposedly, for everybody. But boy, when they do this stuff and it messes with our schedule and our get-together time, it frustrates me just a little bit. But my mom always said, it's not about the situation, it's about how you handle that situation. And I almost didn't handle it right. Well, I can see you all popping in, and I'm so glad you're with me. Like I said, I started a minute or two early because everything was so delayed, and I was having trouble connecting that I thought it was going to take longer. So I did pop in a couple minutes early, and I do see all of you there popping in. Let me see. I'm going to try to see if I can get this comment thing to work today because it's different again today. I see Dana and Susie and Crystal. Dinah, Michelle, Marlene, Tina, Michelle, Lisa Ann. I love Lisa Ann's name. My sister, my oldest sister, she passed away. It's been about a year and a half now. She passed away a year ago in July. Her name was Lisa Ann. She spelled it just like that. And she was a dear, dear sister, and she still is. We have lots of great memories that I can remember her by. She was the oldest and I was the youngest, so we were called the bookends, and we were really, really, really close. So I love the name Lisa Ann. So anyway, let me pop down and see if I can get this thing to work. Teresa and Tracy and Nancy. Now, I have got a table full of stuff I want to share with you. All right? The first thing we're going to do is we're going to clink in. And I've got a great big coffee mug. And see, it says, Give Thanks. I picked this up at Hobby Lobby last year, and I put it away with all my like harvest and Thanksgiving decorations, and I pulled it out the other day, and I was like, yes, that's a big mug of coffee. So let's clink in. All right, now the next thing I want to talk to you about is our crochet along, and I'm real excited about this. This is Posh Pete, and he was a pattern I designed, oh my goodness, 5 or 6 years ago. And you'll notice that this one is smaller than this one. And what I did is I went down 2 hook sizes. So I wanted to make the red one just a little bit smaller, but I love the big one. And this one measures about 12 inches, and this one measures about 14. And that just has to do with hook size. Now, this is a pattern that's already out there on my blog. And what we're going to do is next week, starting on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we'll have 5 steps to make him. And on Monday, I'll give you all the information that you need to pick up what you need to make one. And if you want to go over to the blog, at the top of the blog, there is a tab that says free crochet patterns. click that tab, and then you can scroll down to Christmas, and it's under, I think it's under Christmas Elf. We had a contest, and a bunch of people made these when I first put them out, and we wanted to give him a special name, and so they named him Posh Pete, and I kind of like that because it's different. You can also find it on Ravelry, and it is a free pattern. You can go ahead and look at the pattern if you want to, but keep in mind, as I, whoops, oh, I just dropped Posh Pete on the ground. Well, keep in mind, as I do each video, I'm going to be having it, I'm also having the pattern retested, and there might be updates and changes in the pattern to make, and I'm also going to be adding more information and pictures and things to, you know, just to help it go along a little bit smoother. But it does have pictures, and if you want to go ahead and get started on getting your supplies, go right ahead and do that. All right, so starting next Monday, we're going to make a Posh Pete together. One thing I want to really encourage you to do is to use your own artisticness to it. You don't have to make him green. You don't have to make him red. Let me reach down and get the red one. Here he is. You can change the skin color. You can change the clothes colors. You can change anything about Posh Pete that you want to. You could even make him into a little girl. Call her Posh Petunia. I think it would be a lot of fun just to add a little skirt. And so, yeah, go ahead, go click on that link and find him, and go ahead and look at the supply list. And the truth is, there's going to be lots of things that you can do to make him different and creative. And then after we do it, what I want to do is I'm going to set up an album. Hopefully, it'll work on the PPD Puppy Love group page, and anybody can join. I have set it up so that you have to ask to join, just because I got some inappropriate things, and you know how that happens sometimes. But that's a group, and it's a group that we share lots of free patterns in. You can share your work in there. Anything you're crocheting or making, you can share it in there. And we also like dog and kitty pictures, especially if they're in crochet things. So anyway, that's PPD, Puppy Love Crochet, and the PPD stands for Posh Pooch Designs. All right, so that is the crochet along that we're going to do. I'm just really excited about it. I haven't got to make a Posh Pete in a few years, and so I'm really excited about it. And I'm also excited about just looking over the pattern again, you know, because when I first started doing a lot of pattern writing and learning about it, I had some people helping me, giving me hints and things. But I think that some of my newer my older patterns, as I've been having them retested, we've been adding new pictures and new information and things just to make the patterns work easier for you. All right, now, are you ready for the giveaway information? Well, let me click to the other camera. And on this, you'll see there's 2 cakes of yarn, and you'll also see another calendar, 2019. So this is the yarn that I got off Amazon from Hirschner's. And what we're going to do is we're going to have 2 giveaways. One person will win the 2 cakes of yarn. And just to give you a little information, it's a 70-30 wool. It's got 4.9 ounces on each, and you're going to get both of them. And I'm going to show you in a bit one of the table runners that I made using this yarn. And I actually used a darker one, this one. You can see it's got a little bit darker colors in it. But I wanted to give away the lighter one because I thought it really reminded me of peppermints. You know, the green and the red peppermints. And so we're going to give away to one person 2 of these cakes. Because you got to have 2. One isn't enough to do a project, right? And then another person's going to get my last calendar. And this is the last one I have left. And you can see there's over 100 patterns. And I've got maybe 9 or 10 of my patterns featured in here. It's for 2019. So you're going to get a calendar plus a whole bunch of patterns. I'm going to peel that piece of tape off just so I can show you. And of course it's sealed. This is sealed in plastic as well. But you're going to get like this, and they're sheets. And each one of those is the, you know, the calendar, but also patterns. And then you just take it and set it back here, and it's set up. So I don't want to unfold this one since I'm giving it away, but you fold it back here and you hook it in here, and you can set it up on your desk, okay? Let me put that tape back on there. All right, so let's go back to the front camera. How do you win? Super duper easy. What we're going to do again is we're going to use that random generator. It works great. And so any comment that you make on today's live Facebook video and on the video when I pop it over to YouTube, all those names will go. What I do is I actually have my husband copy and paste them because it's hard to get all the names. But we copy and paste all the names onto a list. And then that list, we just copy and paste it into the random generator, and we're going to do it twice so we get 2 names. All right. Now, one thing to remember is if you're on YouTube and you use like a number or like a, like say yours is Hot Crocheter 222 or something, make sure you put your name on there, because sometimes when you put something like that in there, it doesn't, the generator won't pick that. They think it's a mess up or an anomaly or something. So make sure you put your name on there, or at least a name, you know, that you want put in the random generator. If you don't want to use your real name, you can use another name, but just make sure you know what name you've used in case you get chosen. All right, so there is no favoritism. There is no anything. It's just 2 names randomly drawn out of that random generator. And if you want to know what it is, just Google random generator. It's completely free. And it's easy, super duper easy to use. And that's why I like, as long as it's easy, because see, my goal is to work smarter, not harder. All right. So you can comment on the live video on Facebook. You can comment on YouTube, and you can comment on both. If you see it on YouTube, run over and comment on Facebook. If you see it on Facebook, run over and comment it on YouTube. Both of them, both of them, both of them. And but don't get spammy. Don't put your name on there like 300 times because it'll just kick you out. The random generator will. All right, so that's how simple it is. Next Tuesday, Facebook willing, I will announce the 2 winners. And then, like I always do, you send me a message on Facebook. Do not put your address in a comment. Send me a message, and then with your address in it, and then I'll get those right out to you. The last few giveaways have gone really well, and people have contacted me really quick. And the one, let's see, I don't know if it, I can't remember the random box of yarn that we did. And I love doing those. I'm going to do one in January, so be ready for that. When she messaged me that day, I got it out the next day, and it was like the next day she had it. So make sure when you do win that you let me know you got the box or the prize, okay? Because I like to know, you know, if it got there. Okay. I see lots of names. I love it. And I love that the comments are working. All right. So we talked about the crochet along. We talked about the 2 giveaways. And I also, someone asked me the other day about Max and Rosie. So let me give you just a quick look at them. They're over there passed out on their poofs. They love those things. And someone asked me how Max was doing. He's doing a lot better. What he had to have done is his teeth that are down here. You know, little dogs, their teeth just get so messed up so quickly. And so he doesn't have any of those teeth, and he was really sore. He's got 2 like this. So I told him he was an upside down vampire. He doesn't know what I'm talking about. But he's doing a lot better. And, you know, Rosie's just her chipper self. The truth of the matter is, every day about this time, I warm up their blankets in the dryer, and then I put them on the little couch thing that they sit on, and then they sit on their poofs and get, I don't have their blanket on them right now, but when it's cold. And they sit there so that I can get some work done, you know, do some of my videos or get caught up on other things. I don't know what I'm going to do when they go across the Rainbow Bridge, because they are such an integral part of my business. And in case you don't know, they are the reasons that I got back into crochet, because I learned to crochet when I was about 15 from library books. I was a bookworm. My grandmother was a librarian, and I just learned to love books from her when she was little. She's who introduced me to the Potter books with Peter Rabbit. And so when I was in high school, or junior high and high school, 15, 16, I guess that's 9th or 10th grade, I just loved the library. We had a library down the house from us, and I would just walk over there all the time. The people knew me, and that was where I first learned to crochet. Anyway, Little tidbit of information. All right, now I want to talk to you a little bit about that yarn I'm going to give away. Let me show you. This was the Super Duper Easy Fall Table Runner. And it's really, really easy. And the pattern is out there. I'm going to do the video tomorrow. So if you want to wait till tomorrow for the video. And it's really neat and easy to make. And you can make it as long as you want. This one I only made 20 inches because I only want it for the center of my table. And I'm going to use this for Thanksgiving. Well, I decided it'd be really pretty to do a Christmas one. And so here's the Christmas one I made. And when Thanksgiving is over and I get all my Christmas decorations out, I am going to change this one to this one. And this is that simple butterfly stitch. The only thing I did different is that I didn't add an extra row of a solid double crochet through it. I just kept those butterfly stitches going. And I wanted a yarn that had the striping effect. I didn't want it to be variegated. The thing about variegated is you've got to have the right pattern for it to look really nice. And the Christmas variegated, although I really, really love the sparkle that I got at Hobby Lobby, it just didn't look right for this pattern. And when I had ordered these in, this is the same one. It's the pastry puff. This one's called Holly Berry. Now the one that I'm giving away in the giveaway doesn't have a name. I can't find it on here. That's interesting. It just says Holiday Pastry Puff. So maybe the name of it is just Holiday. But this one was just a little bit darker, and it goes a little more with my decorations. And you can make this with just one of these. And I do have a little bit left from where I started, so I didn't use it all, and you could make it a little bit longer if you wanted to use this. The thing is, none of the cake yarns that I looked at anywhere online and in the stores had anything Christmas, and this one was the only one. So if you're looking for one, it's the Hirschner's Holiday Pastry Puff, and I think they were $4.99. I don't remember, because remember I told you I had won that Amazon gift card, and I wanted to get something that I could use for my giveaway, and I also wanted something for myself. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit selfish. So anyway, I love the way that turned out, and I've got enough left to make another, well, I think I'm going to use them, just make another longer one, so it'd be really pretty. So if you're looking for a striping yarn in Christmas colors, those are the only one I found, is the Pastry Puff. All right, so now this video is almost done. It still needs some editing, and it'll be out tomorrow, okay? So, but the free pattern is already out there. The other thing that we did this week was the double, I call these mandala, because a mandala is round. And so I just sort of, there we go. I just made two and put them together. Now, you can make them individually and use them for doilies or even washcloths, but I wanted something double thick that I could take the like pot of mashed potatoes off the table and set it on. And these are made out of cotton, but if you want to use it as a doily, you can make it out of acrylic. And I talk a little bit about that. This is a free pattern, and the video is already out there. It's called the Mandala, or Fall Mandala washcloth and hot pad. Now, you can make this out of any color, and it could be Christmas or Easter or spring or summer, or if you're going to make somebody something for housewarming, or maybe they're getting married or moving into a new apartment. These would be great gifts in the colors of their kitchen. So that's really versatile. And one thing I really do try to do is when I'm making something like this or designing something, and usually I get a tip that says, can you try something like this? You would see if you saw the list of stuff that I have requests for and patterns that I have in my brain, it would probably freak you out. So anyway, yesterday we did stitch number 11 for our Harmony Sample Blanket Crochet Along. And this is the stitch that we did. See if I can get that up there, we can see it better. And that's the moss stitch. And if you don't know what the Harmony Sample Blanket Crochet Along is is each month through this year, 2018, we've learned a new stitch. And then we add that stitch to our blanket. And mine is smaller because I decided to go a little smaller. But you can see all the different stitches that we've done so far. We have one more stitch that we're going to do next month, and it's the cable crossover. So it's going to be a little tricky and a little bit harder, but you can do it because I'm going to show you how. And then after that, in January, we're going to put a trim on it. And I'm still thinking about and considering some ideas for our year-long crochet along for next year. I don't want to do a blanket. I want to do something a little bit different. And so I've got some ideas in my brain, but I'll let you know about that in January because I'm still thinking about that. All right, then the last thing that we did was the mountaintop beanie. And these are so much fun to make. You do a lot of your stitching in what's called the third loop. And I've had a lot of questions about it. And so next Monday, even though I show you on the video how to do it, some people are having trouble finding it, and it can be a little bit tricky. So what I'm going to do next Monday is I'm going to use some thick yarn, and I'm going to show you how to find that third loop because it makes a wonderful texture. This here that looks like it's braided right here, that's done by stitching in the third loop, and then this stitch is stitched in the third loop, and it gives it that indentation. And this is just a simple crochet hat, but it's where you put those stitches that gives it the look that it has, because it's basically single crochets and double crochets, but it's where you put those stitches. And so I'm going to show you a little more in depth about that next Tuesday, and I think it'll help you out a lot. I didn't want to include it in today's video because we've got so much going on. All right. And of course, then when Facebook started acting up, I started to panic and break out in a sweat because you don't know how important Tuesdays are to me. And getting to see all your names, I look on this list, and when I'm looking over, it's because I have the two screens, just in case you've never watched my videos before. I have the screen where I'm actually watching the video myself. Then I have my other screen where I'm watching the video on Facebook, as well as seeing all the comments go down. So when I look over, I'm pushing down the tab so I can see all the names. And I love that. I love that you're all here with me today. And I'm extremely thankful. And I know that I've said this in the past, but I was taught, kind of like what I said at the beginning, it's not about the situation, it's about how you handle the situation. And I almost handled that situation wrong. I was about ready to call up Facebook and give them a piece of my mind. But I didn't panic. I went ahead and just started over, and what I ended up having to do is just clear everything and start over. I don't know what's going on with Facebook right now, but they're just not making me happy. I love, love, love our Facebook time. And I am extremely thankful because, and like I said, I've said this before, I could not do what I love if there wasn't you all being a part of it. Watching my Facebook page, watching the live video, being a part of the group, being a part of YouTube. And if you don't know, if you don't know, I am a lot of places on the internet. I have an Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Ravelry. I have my webpage, Facebook, Pinterest. So I'm lots of different places. And all of those things are great. But these moments right here, where I get to feel like I'm talking to you, I'm looking at your names, I'm recognizing your names, I feel like I get to talk to you, and yet you're my crochet friends, my crochet buddies, you know. And it's the same thing when I'm on YouTube. I feel like that all of you, you're just a part of my posse, you know what I mean? We're a group. We love crochet. We love yarn. We're not perfect. We make mistakes, but we still laugh and have a good time. And, you know, you got to laugh at yourself. So anyway, I wanted all of you to know that. Those of you on Facebook, those of you on YouTube, or any place else on the internet, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being a part of Posh Pooch Designs and letting me live my dream of just playing with yarn. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. The last thing I want to say is make sure you watch next week's video for the winners. 2 skeins of pastry puff or the calendar. There'll be 2 winners chosen through the random generator, and I'll announce that on next week's video. All right? Have a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving and eat a lot of turkey. We'll see you next time.